with another creative flow. Can't wait to dig in today. And for the first time in the whole series, I actually did have an idea on what I was going to make. And that idea that I'm going to do is called making a commonplace book. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. I originally heard about it on Brandy Kincaid. She's on Instagram. And what I'm showing you there is where I've taken the actual paper pad off of some random watercolor thing, and I've cut the backboard because those water pads or watercolor pads come on some pretty heavy duty cardboard, and so that's what we're going to be creating today is an actual book. So I kind of felt like I was halfway cheating because I'm taking the stuff out of the creative flow and then putting it into a smaller book. But this is something that I wanted to have small enough to keep in my purse, and ultimately a commonplace book, in Tiffany's words, is just something that you can jot down or glue in random bits of the day to have as a bit of inspiration whenever you are needing some inspiration. So what we're going to do first while this is going on is let the glue dry, and I'm actually going to take a piece of fabric that was not included in the flow, and I'm just going to cut this to make pretty much the binding of, or is it the binding? The spine part of the book. So I'm gluing this with the Uhu glue stick, and I'm going to just glue that fabric right to it and let that sit. And that's going to be the front and the back, and I'm leaving a little gap so that the actual I just can't think of what it's called right now. Signature, that's what it is. So the actual signature will sit in there. And because how I roll is I'm not about that life with like measuring stuff and having it be all perfect. So I'm just going to eyeball it. That's the kind of measuring that I do, is the eyeball method. So just take whatever you're using for your front and your back and get a general idea, because ultimately for me, and the reason I didn't want to use a notebook that I already have, or I didn't want to go out and buy another one, is because, let's keep it real, ladies, we have tons of paper. Am I right or am I right? So with that being said, I wanted to use what I already had, and I also like the way the books or journals or junk journals or what have you. Sorry, my dog is squeaking the squeaky toy in the background. Of course, she knows we're on TV and she wants to do that. But pretty much with that being said, what I wanted to do was I wanted to keep random edges coming off the edge of this little commonplace book. So I don't want all of the pages to be even. I wanted it to be very Tiffany-like and random. So that's why I'm doing it this way. And I'm going to try, I don't even think that this vellum piece makes it into this, but you'll see as it kind of comes along. I tinker with it a little bit back and forth until I get a good idea as to how I want. And you can make this as large and as many signatures as you want. I'm actually going to use some washi tape and tape that onto the front, so a place where I can write or jot down things that I hear throughout the day, or I've even added already a little Yoplait little thing that comes off of the yogurt, and it had like a little quote or something inspiring on the inside, so I went ahead and glued that into a washi. So I think you could probably say that this would be like back in the day a slam book. I think that's what we used to call them. So that's kind of the idea behind this. And with the black, the big tag, which I really love. I need to get me some of those. I think that you could either use like a white pen to write in it, or like I say, you'll see how I'm going to, some of the darker pages, you'll see how I'm going to fix it where I could actually, if I decide to write on that particular page, I could do that as well. And so I love seeing all of those little bits and bobs off of the side of the flow coming out of the edge. If you like yours very particular and flush, then, just do it that way. But all of those extra pads of scrapbook paper, I know everybody's got them. Don't try to hide it, ladies. We've all got those hordes of scrapbook paper that we just aren't sure exactly what we want to do, but we can't get rid of them. Well, we're all in the same boat, so let's keep it real. Let's grab those scrapbook pads and start cutting it up and making it into fun, random books. And this is a perfect size that I wanted to be able to put into my purse, so when I do hear or see something that I want to keep. And I'm actually even taking the Filofax. Filofax was not my planner piece. Passion Planner is, but I wanted to use those papers that, I probably paid a fortune for it. I don't even remember, but I wanted to keep some of those papers and use those for random things. So this is the perfect way to be able to use all of those little notebooks and notepads and random pieces of paper. You could always use that and then put that onto and kind of have a border, is what I was going for here, a little bit of a border. You can still see the scrapbook paper and it'll be pretty, but you can also now write on it. So use all those little paper pads and stuff. You all know you cannot walk by the dollar thing at the Target without grabbing you a notebook. And I didn't like that one because I couldn't get it to lay down. And so I just took that vellum piece out because it was kind of flopping around. Alright, and so I'm liking that. How it just hangs off the edge. And it's going to get worn and crazy and wild. And then I realized that I forgot that fun little piece that I wanted. I think that's actually wrapping paper. And guys, don't forget, remember the creative flow. So this is what Erin sent me. So I had to pick at least 3, and I went way overboard and picked a whole lot more than 3 items. And then here I decided that I was going to use the giant stapler to staple, and then I got it all cattywampus. Tiffanyism number 482,452. But so I ended up taking out the little staple because it got all crazy on the wrong side. And then I thought, you know what? I remember how Erin had put the flow together with like the string. And so I had originally thought, well, I was just going to cut a piece of that string off. And then out of the corner of my eye, I saw something else. Isn't that the way it happens? And then I saw those strings that were on the end of the washi tape little strip that she sent me. And that's what I'm actually going to use to attach the binding in. And just kind of in the same fashion that she did the flow. So using the flow to inspire this, because that's what the Creative Flowish Journal project is all about, is being inspired by what we send each other in our little books. And I'm actually going to tie those 2 strings together and then end up creating a binding with that and just wrapping it around. So guys, thank you so much for joining me on this Creative Flow project. I hope you will make a Commonplace book of your own. Remember, you can always see little snippets of what I'm working on, and I'm sure this little guy's going to show up on my Instagram feed. Now, run on over and check out what Erin at Happily We Go has actually created for us on this Creative Flow Thursday. Thank you so much for joining in. Hey, and stop right now and hit that subscribe button. Leave me a thumbs up and a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, toodaloo.